One of our channel's absolute biggest fans, stalker, same thing right nowadays. He wrote in and said, hey, keep an eye on these high redemption SPACs. Example, GXGX. They get wonky with their teeny little tiny floats. What is he talking about? He's talking about GX. Now, this was a target that was kind of on the fence. Not many people cared about it. Why it's called singularity. Singularity. Does he even know what that is? I have no idea. This is one of those Alley Kratz deals, Mr. Alley Katz. I don't know what it is, but for some reason I feel like he just pumps stuff out. No one ever seems to care what he gets. Maybe it's because the targets aren't good and valuations. I really don't know. Maybe because he didn't get Firefly and people are still upset. Regardless, what happened? Okay, we had no volume. We had like no volume the whole time this thing was going. We finally had redemption where people could cash out basically the shares. And the thing dumped. Where did it dump to? Right at like $8, where these post SPACs like to go. Some have gone lower. We'll talk about that here in a second. But what happened with this, on Friday, I don't care what you say, there are some bros and girls that got together and pumped this thing full lead. Absolutely pumped this thing full lead. Some people are like, oh, maybe there was some robots involved that, just caught the volume. I'm not buying it. I am not buying it. There's 17,319,222 on the volume. I think that's like the heaviest day ever. Why haven't all the other ones done that, right? There's tons of awesome, bulletproof, rocking companies like a Tip, Physical Therapy. Not even close, not even a tenth of this that it's done. And that one's, I think, around like $8. What happened here? Someone pumped this thing full lead. So, of course, people are going to take notice of this like him. Was he part of it? Maybe he'll let us know. Maybe the truth will come out. There's a comment on that. This was on his Twitter, and Mr. Peony, the king of low float deep dives, said ANDA, which is the beef jerky strive, remember that? We did a video on, rolled into redemptions with 1/10 of the market cap of GXGX. So he's saying that ANDA had 1/10 of the market cap as GXGX before redemptions. Redemptions have occurred redemptions have occurred by have yet to be announced, but have yet to be announced. So they haven't been announced? I don't know. GXGX is getting lift off of 5 million volume. ANDA sitting at 5,000 volume. Think about that. But if you got 10-to-1 shares coming into it, seems like a potential powder cake. Was he saying that ANDA, the beef jerky strive, it could be a runner just like this one? This could be the next one to run. But don't think that just because something's got a low float, it's going to run. A lot of people fall into this. Yeah? Just because that's got a low float doesn't mean it's going to run. Now, if you hear all the big bros talking about this, maybe it will then. But don't think magically it just will. Because there's been plenty of other small floaters that have done nothing. This was scheduled, people. He also said, Mr. Steve, Mr. Evie Obsession says ENSC, aka LACQ. He said TikTok. So he's naming another ticker to look at. This one right here. So this is Bioscience Inc., ENSC ticker. He's saying that this one is like just getting ready for redemption or whatever. It's like at 975. It's got a lot less shares. Showing here 24.3 million. I don't know if that's correct. That's just what a broker is showing me. This one is like a bioscience weird play. I usually don't touch those or even get onto them. But he's saying watch this one. This could be the next one. It could be the next one. No way that GXGX rip wasn't planned or attacked, like I was saying. The biggest volume ever that fast. I just don't expect that, or I don't think you should bet your troops on that happening. Don't just start buying these things because they're down. So what's the best way to play this? What's the best way to play these D-SPACs? I think the safest way is just wait till they tank. Nowadays, just wait till they're about $8 or even less. And then buy a bunch, but only if you see a big macro future. Maybe you want to hold it. Maybe you see in 6 months it will go up. But if you see something around $8, that other folks in were way higher and you think it's a good deal, buy it. If it just so happens to run like the GXGX, fantastic. Take some profit. But I'm just saying, don't be buying these things just thinking something's got low float, it's a D-SPAC, it's going to run. Because I can name off like 15 that could fit in there. Just make sure that you love it, though. Be picky in this market. You have to love something right now to be buying it. Or you can buy puts on lame sauce targets before they de-SPAC. So, for instance, if you knew GXGX, where's it at? Right here. GXGX was sitting at $10. You know that the ticker change was coming. You can actually buy options and buy puts, betting that the stock is going to go down before it happens. So with that being said, because bros are going to be paying attention to this low float ripper, if you are shorting these things, getting puts and stuff, take your profit. You know, if it gets down to $9 or $8, go ahead and just flip your money. Take your money out. That's what I would suggest. Don't think that's going to go down to $5 because the bros can come in and do this for you. Now you could flip it both ways though. You can short it at 10, knowing if something's at 10, it's been flatline, no volume. Chances are it's gonna dip after ticker change, right? You can short it down to 8 or 9, pull your green, and then maybe buy some calls, just in case this happens. Just remember, that's a lot more risk in that, okay? A lot of these you can still buy the warrants, though. A lot safer play. You can ride it both ways on that, too. How about some crypto stuff? So, y'all heard following the yellow brick road? So far, this yellow line that we have drawn in, it's ripping it perfectly. What is this giving us through this 45-degree fuchsia downward line here and this green one here? Descending triangle, maybe? Descending wedge? What do you want to call it? Piece of cheese? Somebody cut the cheese. Usually means when it gets tight like this, right? When it just keeps hitting these channels. How many times has it hit the top wall of this thing, dude? Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 15 times. And that's on the daily. On the bottom, it's the same thing. Usually means people want it. Watch this, though. The biggest fight that I've been hearing is all retail is all YOLO'd into Bitcoin and crypto. So how is it going to keep going up? Where's the liquidity going to come from? Has been the big macro question from the Bitcoin bears. The people are never going to trust crypto because they'd rather trust Federal Reserve bucks. Where's liquidity going to come from? It's going to open up. First of all, not all retail is into crypto whatsoever. Busta Rhymes, y'all know Busta Rhymes. He was just asking on Twitter yesterday, hey, I'm thinking about getting into maybe some of them crypto spaces. Where do y'all think I should do it? How do I do it? I don't even know what I'm doing. What should I do? If Busta Rhymes hasn't even figured it out, there's plenty of other people that haven't either. So we might have some retail investors in there, but we're still talking 2%. What percentage of the world actually has some crypto holdings? I would say maybe 2%. I have no idea, but if I had to guess, 2%. Imagine if we got 10% of the world to be investing in crypto. That alone should rocket it. But guess what? I don't think we're going to need it for this next rip up. Why? Check this out. Bank of America approves Bitcoin futures trading for some of its clients, sources have stated. But that's not fair, you say. That is not fair. That just means they're just going to short it. They're going to short it right now. They're going to take it. Nah. They're just going to follow the charts like everyone else. Are they going to short it? Yeah. But guess what? They're also going to provide more liquidity to make this thing rip faces. If you don't think that this article that just came out yesterday was perfectly timed and planned for this wedge of cheese here, you are blinded by the light. Clients are in the process of being set up with some already live, according to one of two sources. So there's people at Bank of America, let's call them the whales, I'm sure, that are already set up. Then there's others being set up, their family members and golfing buddies. Sweet. Bring it on. Okay? We know this space. We know how to pull green, right? You know how to pull green, right? Some clients are getting set up to trade Bitcoin futures, which are cash settled. And one or two may have already gone live. Oh my goodness. They've already gone live. I wonder if that volume was what came in today. I'll show that in a second. In March, Goldman Sachs, Mr. Anti-Gold, Mr. Federal Reserve himself. Oh wait, no, he's pro-gold. That's right. He's pro-gold now. I almost forgot. Mr. Anti-Crypto. Oh wait, he's pro-crypto now. Why? Is it because he's now in it, or is it because he's selling it, which makes him in it too? Anyways, Goldman Sachs confirmed plans to relaunch its cryptocurrency trading desk after a 3-year hiatus. And in May, the investment bank started buying and selling Bitcoin futures in block trades through Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the CME Group, using Cumberland DRW as its trading partner. Umbrella. Then would you look at this? What happened on Friday? A whale alert. This is a really big number. Are you ready for this? $408 million of US fiat currency was transferred from an unknown wallet to Coinbase. What's Coinbase? It's a broker. It's like Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, right? Someone deposited $408 million into Coinbase. It's not Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor is smart enough not to buy in Coinbase. He knows the sector way too well not to buy Coinbase, right? Who is it? Buster Rhymes? Buster Rhymes? I don't think so. This is whale status, man. This is some big boys. Maybe it's Elon. I don't know. Does Elon have his own Tesla trading platform? Maybe it was Goldman Sachs. I don't know. That's a lot of money, though, to just put into a Coinbase account. That's like the bro account, right? The Uber retail bros. It's like the Robin Hood of crypto. That's nuts. Maybe it's Logan Paul. I don't know. But now, since that, look what we have. This just happened here. It's 3:09 Pacific Standard Time on Sunday. We've got a big old hammer. Got a big old hammer here. A red hammer that usually means we're going to try to go up. We also got a big, huge red volume here. This usually means bears are getting out of honey. They're going to go into hibernation. That means the bears are scared. They're going to run away, and the bulls are going to get in control. But look at how tight this is getting in this descending wedge of cheese, man. Someone's either going to cut the cheese right here, right at my yellow line where I have to call it right here, cut it early, or they're going to wait till it to get all the way to the tip. Call it. Where's it going to go? I don't know. I like this volume here. Of course, I wish the red was as big as it was, what, a month, 2 months ago over here. It's almost as tall as it, but you know, if this red were as tall as the green, I'd be even more confident this thing, dude. It's ready to rock, dude. Get loaded up. Twist some pistols. Oil them grips, boys. We're going to war. Get ready. GGPI, we're switching over to SPACs again. Electric vehicles. GGPI, PoleStar. Ridiculous risk to reward here, people. $10. The floor is probably above that. They're probably paying you to hold your shares in here right now, your money. Should you buy it? Yeah, buy it. I'll lay down some calculations here. If it goes to $15, and I would say that is the minimum it'll go to, not tomorrow, maybe in a year, maybe in 6 months, maybe in 3 weeks. I don't know. I'd say macro, the low as it's going to go, $15 with no margin and only a $2,000 investment. If it goes to $15, you now have $3,000 gives you $1,000. Remember I was talking about how to gain leverage though? Remember my video about how to gain leverage? That's $1,000 profit. But with the leverage, remember I showed you how to do leverage? You're going to end up with $12,000, which is a $4,000 profit off of $2,000. with no risk. You see what I'm saying? Maybe a 0.5%, maybe a 1% risk, but I just still don't even see that at all. Even if Gores doesn't secure this thing, wrap it completely up, which I think he always has, never failed, he always ends up with something awesome. We've got a dual team running this thing. I don't see how they're not going to get something rad anyway. I don't see any risk in this. How about if you only put in $5,000 and it went up to $15? It's $2,500 profit. How about if you use the leverage trick I showed you? That'll get you $10,000 profit with only $5,000 in. Think about that. Think about that. How about 25,000? If you put 25,000 in, to $17,500 profit. If you were to use margin on that, $50,000 profit. These are, this is all achievable for y'all. You only have to multiply $500 11 times to get to $1 million. Imagine if you set up auto sells for yourself. If you suck at pulling green, put in the sell right after you buy something. I've got it all calculated out. Come to my website. Check this out. Some little bit of macro. I hate talking about negative stuff, but you got to be slightly aware of these things here. Almost nobody's repaying their student loans. Well, I kind of expected that, but I didn't realize that it was going to be like 1%. Like 1 or 2% of people are repaying their student loans right now. Don't believe me, there's the numbers. See this blue line? Around 50% were paying it before the March thing happened. Do you think that magically is just going to go away? For some people it will, which blew my mind. But not all of them. What does that mean? Their credit's going down. It's going to be harder for them, impossible for them to buy houses. Even rent places now, they check your credit on that stuff, man. But look at this. I didn't even know this, dude. I thought this, I can't believe this happened. Biden has now canceled $3 billion of student loans. Did you guys know this? Since becoming president in January, Biden has canceled $2.8 billion in student loans. Wow. $1 billion in student loans for 72,000 student loan borrowers. Why only that, man? Why not just pay everyone back that's ever paid for school ever? That's my question. How about another 1.3 blah, 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 all these other loans. This is just crazy. My folly in my guess is that the USD dollar will be worth nothing by the end of the year. That's not true. And the only reason I think that is not true is because we're not the only ones doing this crazy stuff. I don't know if other nations are repaying school loans right now, but still the US dollar is still the world traded wanted currency. And you can only put a value on something versus other things. The only thing we have right now, because no one uses gold-backed currency anymore, is other fiat currencies. So we're still going to have some worth, but just realize your dollar is not worth $1 anymore. It's worth about 20 cents. Hey, China officials share viral video calling for atomic bombing of Japan if Tokyo intervenes in a Chinese invasion of democratic Taiwan. I'm not going to claim I have any idea what's really going on over there. All I know is that's some crazy stuff, man. When people start talking about launching rockets and threatening to do it and stuff, it's just something you got to be watching out for. I hope everybody's safe, but on the same side, as far as like stock market stuff goes. If stuff does start flying in the air and landing on other lands, stock market's not going to like it. Just be aware of it, folks. We got a lot of options out there. I got more videos I'm still working on. If you haven't joined the group, please do it. It definitely helps out the channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe.